Right, here's a good question. You need to determine the concentration of chloride ions in a mixed solution. So the first solution, solution A, has 3 liters, and it's 3.39 moles per liter of sodium chloride. And then solution B has 2 liters of 2.00 molar solution of AgNO3. Okay, and they want how many chloride ions are in the solution. So the chloride ions can only come from solution A, right? So when they mix this with the silver nitrate, the only thing we're really worried about are the chloride ions. So I need to find how much chloride ions I have in the solution. So, or how many. And I can figure out moles of sodium chloride using this formula, which I'll rewrite to N is equal to C times V. So the moles of sodium chloride, maybe I'll put sodium chloride down there, are equal to the concentration is 3.39 moles per liter times the volume is 3 liters. The liters cancel, and I multiply. 27, 2, 11, 1, 10. So 10.17 moles. That's how many moles of sodium chloride I have. Now I can use the dissociation to figure out how many moles of chloride ions I have, because sodium chloride in water dissociates the sodium ions and chloride ions, and it's all a 1:1:1 ratio. So if there's 10.17 moles of sodium chloride, there will be 10.17 moles of chloride ions. So that's how the total number of moles of chloride ions that I have. But I'm looking for the concentration of chloride ions. So the concentration of, well, I'll write it this way. The concentration of chloride ions is equal to moles over volume. Moles is 10.17. And the volume, and this time, if you mix the two, then the volume that the chloride ions are in are just, you would just subtract or add those two. So I've got 3 and 2, so I've got 5 liters of solution. So if I divide though, that's got to be 2.03, just a second, 4 moles per liter. For sig figs, there's probably 3 sig figs everywhere, so I'd call it 2.03 moles per liter. Oh, and that's what you picked. That's what I would call it. I guess the one thing, as I was doing this, that I thought was that if I put those two solutions together, the silver would react with the chlorine and form silver chloride, which is a solid, and that would take the chlorine out of solution. And if it takes it out of solution, then the concentration would be lower. But how much of that would react? And that's a stoichiometry question that we haven't looked at yet. So my answer for that question would be the same as yours, 2.03.